In this edition of Detroit Performs, a new sound fills Detroit's music scene.
So we've had, everything from noise band to, contemporary, uptown, downtown, however you want to label it. But it's just this really exciting group of people who want to play new music here in Detroit.
Critic Car Detroit shares with us more reviews on arts events.
It was really just a very special event where people got to create a mural together collaboratively through the names that were tagged on the wall, their friends, their family members.
An artist's craft epitomizes what the Motor City stands for.
In 1999, my design studio at Ford, which was the Advanced Design Studio, was given the assignment to redesign the Ford GT. So we had to carefully take the car from '67 and come up with the next iteration.
And a photographer captures an underwater world.
I think I'm moving now towards some more interesting ideas and more conceptual ideas. My new body work is more about releasing energy, how body moves underwater, and exploring underwater, and what that means to be a woman in underwater.
It's all ahead on today's episode of Detroit Performs.
Major funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the McGregor Fund. Additional funding is provided by the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs and the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Detroit Performs, everybody. I am your host, DJ Oliver, and I'm coming to you from the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, where American ideas and innovation come to life. The museum spans 9 acres dedicated to showcasing and preserving objects Americans use in everyday life. It's the finest collection of its kind ever assembled. I'll be taking you around the different exhibitions today. Keep a lookout for all the inventions you can discover here. First up here at Detroit Performs is New Music Detroit, a contemporary music collective made up of the area's most highly accomplished musicians. In fact, some performed in both orchestra and Carnegie Hall. Here they are, coming to you from MoCAD. It's New Music Detroit.
There were a bunch of us, members of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra and myself, that decided that we were trying to look around the town, and it's such a musically rich town in Detroit, and there wasn't really a collective group of people that could, that we were looking for contemporary music in town. There was so much in other genres, but nothing that sort of pulled it all together. And we also realized that it was really hard to find venues. Plenty of people who were willing to play it and wanted to be involved, but it's also hard to put everything together. You need to find the venue, you need to do the advertising, you need to do the marketing, you need to make sure all the instruments is set up and ready. And so this group of people, this collective, as we were started, decided, why don't we do that? And then we invite friends and people, who want to play this music from everywhere. So we've had, everything from noise band to, contemporary, uptown, downtown, however you want to label it. But it's just this really exciting group of people who want to play new music here in Detroit. So we thought, should we pick a name that, Red Apple or something like that? And then we thought, you know what? Let's just call ourselves New Music Detroit, because that's what we're doing and that's what we like.
It's a simple, but I think pretty direct name. We think it really reflects what we're all about. We're based in Detroit, this wonderful city, and we like to play music that is current in terms of composed music, classical music, what have you. All or most of the founding members were affiliated in some way with the Detroit Symphony. So that's sort of how it started. We were all just starting off our professional careers and enjoying making music with the DSO, but wanting to do something different as well, I should say, less formal spaces, and sort of program the music by composers that we wanted to program. when you're in conservatory, and certainly when you're really young, learning the craft, if you will, you're really focusing on a lot of old music because you need to learn the performance practice of your particular instrument, in my case, percussion. And so that's a really deep tradition and a wonderful tradition. But the downside is you can't just call up Beethoven and ask him what he thinks of your interpretation of this or that. It's really a great thing to be able to collaborate with composers, particularly composers that I happen to be friends with as well, because if you're developing a piece with them, say you're commissioning them, you can be involved with the process from the very beginning, before a composer even puts pen to paper. So to be able to sort of have a window into the process and to be able to collaborate from the first step all the way through, the performances, conceiving of what tone, what sound, the feel, all those things. It's just really, it's immeasurable to have the composer's input in all that stuff.
And here you have this vibrancy and to be able to work with them at that moment, ask questions, how to do it. And then also, you have this crowd that comes to these concerts. Why we do it at MoCAD, it's a great collaboration, and they've been so generous to us over the years. This music sort of, a lot of the music that we program, sort of reflects, the feeling of Detroit. Sometimes it's gritty and, sometimes it's beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's just music here played by our group at a great building at a great time of the year, and we're just happy that all these people are coming out and supporting us. And that shows us, it tells us that this is something that people really want, and that's the greatest thing of all.
But mainly, we just see people that are passionate about music and are interested in seeking out the unfamiliar. I think there's a real sort of adventurous spirit in this city, and it's certainly a big-time music town. I mean, in the big leagues, up against any other city you can think of. It's really one of the top places in terms of just appreciation, knowledge of all kinds of music.
So here we are. This is Strange Beautiful Music 6. It's the 6th time around. We do it every year. Every year we think we're crazy for pulling it together, and every year we just want to do it again. So it's a crazy feeling, but we love it. It's cool to be able to bring this to Detroit because it's really happening here now.
To learn more about New Music Detroit, check out our website at detroitperforms.org. Let's see what Critic Car Detroit's been up to as they share with us an in-depth look at the We Are Detroit Mural along the Dequindre Cut Greenway.
Hi, my name is Mike Hahn, and I'm an artist and worked on the Dequindre Cut and created a couple murals on the 17th and 18th of July. One of them was called We Are Detroit, and the other was titled The City's Motto. It was really just a very special event where people got to create a mural together collaboratively through the names that were tagged on the wall, their friends, their family members. And through that process, with all the colors of the spectrum, we were able to create a unified message saying that we are Detroit, and that message was delivered on the same day that the city announced that it was going bankrupt. So it was just a very magical kind of event where the people were doing what they were doing in Detroit. They were expressing themselves and showing that the city is, the city's made of people, and we're strong, and it doesn't matter what we go through. We're gonna push forward. So, and I hope to see more of that kind of stuff happen.
You can view more of Critic Car Detroit citizen reviews on their Facebook page and YouTube channel, which you can find through DetroitPerforms.org. And here's a look at what's happening in and around Detroit. cars have come a long way since Ford's Model T, and this guy's to thank for one of the most coveted sports cars. From his Midtown Detroit studio, Camilo Pardo is a painter, fashion designer, and one of the country's foremost automotive designers. Should you be lucky enough to locate one of the cars he designed for Ford, the asking price is $250,000. Let's take a look.
The GT40 was a vehicle that was created by Ford, by the Deuce, Henry Ford II, after they failed to purchase Ferrari or buy into Ferrari. That deal didn't go through, and it didn't go over very well with Mr. Ford. So when he came back from Europe, he was determined to build a vehicle that would outperform Ferrari and beat them on their own tracks and all over the world. That mission was accomplished in 1966 and 67, and the Ford GT continued to dominate into 68, 69. In 1999, my design studio at Ford, which was the Advanced Design Studio, was given the assignment to redesign the Ford GT. So we had to carefully take the car from 67 and come up with the next iteration, skipping all the years between 67 to 2002. So how do you do that? Gracefully and confidently. It was a long process of several models that were exploring several directions. Some a little bit too contemporary, where they were divorcing themselves from the identity from the car, but we had to go there and explore it. So we had to tune it like a piano almost, but it cannot be underestimated. Once you put your foot on the accelerator, you better be prepared for an explosion of horsepower that's going to come from behind you, and you're going to need a lot of room in front of you to accommodate all this. And it has great, handling and tremendous brakes. What I'm doing now is working as art and development. That's the corporation that I created in 2003 when I purchased this building. And art and development includes design, automotive design, fashion design, and a lot of the painting that you see going on here. This building is located in the heart of downtown. It is just 3 lights north of the Fox Theater, Comerica Park. It's called Midtown, and I've seen this area grow quite a lot since I was in college, which was in the 80s. But it's inspiring to be here and watch the city grow, and even when it was rough and challenging, we kind of packaged that into a way of art that people enjoyed. I have a new exhibit that had just gone up. The show Zero Gravity is a lot of new work that I've done. I would say 2/3 of it was new. It's about 22 paintings that I had created. The exhibit at Interstate, it was basically as successful as we could have dreamed it to be. A lot of the influence for this show is very surrealistic, and at the same time it's very pop art. There's only a few opportunities, and they're around the room as I could see each individual one of these paintings, where I get to actually design a car on canvas. And as an automotive designer, you never really get the opportunity to kind of design a car in paint and oil paint as you carve it out in the medium. And this painting has a yellow background, so it's a very powerful background, and there's this dramatic view of a vehicle that you probably would see in Bonneville or the Salt Flats. There was definitely a girl there that I had photographed in my space helmets and the space suit. I didn't expect it, but she ended up being part of 6 different paintings. She showed up. I told her, I made sure to inform her, and I says, look, these paintings are developing, and they're going to be a major part of Zero Gravity. It had this heavenly look to it. That's the only way I could describe it, so I call it the white light. Because it almost like glows, and you know, the doors almost look like wings, and the energy of the whole painting comes right from the center. I painted it like that, so the brush strokes, you know, all were diagonally aiming right for the middle of the composition. It has its own particular energy. It's almost kind of surrealistic. There are some automotive projects that are actually automotive design projects that I'm working on. All I can say is that they're fun vehicles, they're performance vehicles. Your dream car looks like a dream to you, and we know what the dream's supposed to look like, so I can usually make it as good as it would be in a dream.
To find out more about Camilo Pardo, as well as all the other artists featured in today's show, head to DetroitPerforms.org. Whether on land or in the water, photographer Rhea Pappas looks to capture the strength and beauty in her subjects. In her Underwater series, she explores feminine vulnerability and power.
True. Are you flattening those flowers?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome.
I know, it's gonna look cool.
You're gonna look like a lily. So this is my mom, Mary
Hi.
Jane. She's our model and my mother. I love her.
I've never done anything like this before. I'm excited. I'm a little, nervous about it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Whether or not she likes how she looks in it, I think everybody else does. I'm Rhea Pappas. This is my coffee. It's so delicious. Just drink that, Rhea. Coffee is really good for you and in your tummy. I am really excited to shoot today. I'm a photographer, on set and off set. Time of day is very early, so it's 8:25. And the reason we have to shoot this early is because the sun comes up and then I use a pool that has all windows. And so the sun comes in and hits the water at a very unnecessary, harsh, and unfavorable light. I've been working on this specific underwater project for a good year and a half. I've been moving away from just experimenting with the water and just having fun with it, and like the awe of the first experience kind of lasted a while for me because it's a really cool first experience and it doesn't really leave that fast. I think I'm moving now towards some more interesting ideas and more conceptual ideas. My new body work is more about releasing energy, how body moves underwater, and exploring underwater and what that means to be a woman in underwater. And that's been kind of the new way my project has been going.
But I think it's kind of cool that you're using an older model anyway. I think that there aren't enough older models, that too many people focus on being youthful, and our society is so oriented toward thin and young and gorgeous. I'm a little ripe. And older.
She is, oh man. The only thing that comes to mind is Greek. My mom is a Greek woman. My mom is a very playful, intelligent, talented Greek woman.
When she invited me to do it, I just thought, I was a little hesitant, being my age and being in the water and being filmed and everything, and being a little self-conscious, but I'm just going to throw that out the window and just let it all happen.
The main reason for the portrait is to talk about confidence and being a woman and how you deal with society. When women are underwater, they're comfortable and they can feel free to be themselves. But when they reach the surface, they have to deal with a whole new level of reality. And they have to be strong and hard. And I think that mainly I got a lot of that from you, whether I want to admit that one or not. You own your own business and you've had to go through a lot to do so. We come from a very strong woman family.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Where's your car?
Right in front of the RAD.
Okay. I got the keys.
I'm glad you got the keys. Ooh, it smells like a pool.
Yes, it does. It's kind of fun to play with her, and she's such a good portrait taker. So, I don't know, it's just the start of the whole thing, so. Sounds good. Do you want to get wet all the way up to here? Are you feeling warm enough? Okay. So I'm gonna have. For me to put myself in my model's place is huge, and to realize that they are very vulnerable the minute you start shooting them. And let me help you get comfortable. You're gonna kind of scoot down. Don't worry.
It's hard for me to hear with my ears in the water.
Don't hear. You're asking them to do something that's out of their element. They don't generally do, and you just need to let them know that they're in good hands, and that's my motto. The portrait I want you to do is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Your face and your eyes, I want you to talk about coming to the surface and being a strong, powerful woman.
Got it.
Whether that's hard or that's soft or beautiful, and make sure not to get water on your face. It's beautiful. And I feel like they need to know that I'm there in the best intentions. I think we're good. Let's go take those flowers out of your hair.
Really? You're done with that?
Mm-hmm. I love the scarf, I love her hair. I love her facial expression. Whoop. But you never know until you get it on your computer. Really, you don't. So this is my my AD700. It's an Aquatica camera housing. It basically houses my D700 from Nikon. It's like the most beautiful thing ever made. When I got this, I just like put it on a pedestal for a while and like was like, all hail. This is the beautiful dome. I love this dome. She's having a ball right now. I go underwater with my models, and so that's the difficulty of timing. Like if I don't go down at the right time, how am I gonna catch them? Especially if you have some surface photographs like, you know, the one next to me here with the bubbles hitting the water. She jumped in the water, and if I wasn't down there and ready for her and focused, I would have never caught it. And we're gonna start with just simple moves. Geometric, yep. And you're so excited. I'm ready now. People aren't used to being underwater in clothing, let alone being underwater, you know, with a dress that sticks to your legs. There are definitely some things about experimentation with that that's a little nerve-wracking. It's beautiful, but your face looked like it was a little bit in pain. If you are comfortable with water, I think the bottom line is if the person is comfortable opening their eyes and going under, that's a huge thing, because if they're free to do that, they're so much more free to let go of the way they work on the surface and start doing things they've never done underwater. This too, you're holding some tension. Right here, you're holding some tension in your jaw. It's, you know, old school, like, I am upset, you know, kind of thing going on.
I'm being a diva?
Maybe. Let me see. Hold on. Right here.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. The reason we set up the shot is because I really wanted the bubbles.
I could do another one like that.
I bet you could.
Move the scarf and then dive underneath it.
I think initially why I started with clothing was because it's unusual underwater.
Okay, ready? Get set.
I'm really a woman photographer. I like shooting women beautifully. For me, I thought dresses would be the first place to do it. They flow well, they're fun, they're expressive underwater, especially if you got all these crazy things going on.
It's just amazing what the fabric does underneath the water, how it restricts my movement.
What I'm afraid of is that we're gonna get too scarf oriented, that we don't talk about the movement.
Okay.
So maybe what we do is we literally put the scarf around you. I think at the bottom of my photography soul, I want people to express an emotion, to use their emotions, and to work through them and to feel them when they look at my work. Is that hard to do?
This is a workout.
People used to come to me with my book and be like, I thank you for doing this, you know? And that was really wonderful. And I hope that whether or not this is as dramatic as that was, that they have that reaction. And they leave either feeling like they want that in their living room or that they've actually gotten something from it.
Rhea Pappas has also worked in fashion, wedding, and nature photography. To find out more about her, head to DetroitPerforms.org. And that wraps it up for this edition of Detroit Performs. As always, for more arts and culture, head to DetroitPerforms.org, where you'll find featured videos, blogs, and information on upcoming arts events. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'd like to thank the Henry Ford Museum, as we've had a great time learning about the history of different objects we use in everyday life. Next week, we're going to explore a different aspect of the Henry Ford as we check out the streets of Greenfield Village. Until then, get out there and show the world how Detroit performs, y'all. I am DJ Oliver. Thanks for watching, guys.
Major funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the McGregor Fund. Additional funding is provided by the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs and the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.